Hi everyone, I'm back, and for today's video I'm going to be reviewing these new products from Careline, and these are the shadow palettes. So I got one in the Slumber Party and this one, which is the Color Paradise, and actually I also got the Dreamcatcher one, but I'm going to give it to my friend. So each of these comes in these bubble mailers, I think that's what they're called, and it doesn't come with a box, it just has a bubble wrap and then it's the main product inside. Anyway, I got this from the Lazada 12/12 sale, and I got this for 165 pesos. So here's what it says at the back of both of the palettes. Come up with beautiful looks every time with the Careline Shadow Palette. A range of buildable and blendable shades you can wear for every mood. So it also says paraben-free, 24 months shelf life, and it is cruelty-free. And actually I expected it to be bigger, but it's just the perfect size. And then I also got this freebie, which is a Careline matte liquid lipstick in the shade Craving. This is what it looks like. It's this kind of brown color, looks chocolatey, and actually I thought this would not look good on the lips, but it actually looks good. Okay, so anyway, I'll show you the swatches of every shade in these two palettes. So first I'll try the Color Paradise. Here's what it looks like out of the packaging. Now I'm going to try the yellow shade, which is the first shade in this palette. This one is not as pigmented as the other ones, and I've noticed that with all of the other yellow shades. Next is the orange one, and it's really bright and pigmented on the finger. And it's very pigmented if you swatch it as well. Next is the red one. It's very bright and dark. Next is the green one. It's more on the bluish side than yellow, but it's still really pretty. It's kind of like a turquoise green. Next is the blue one. It's more of a royal blue, and it's very pigmented as well. Then next is the purple, which is not as pigmented as the blue one, but it's still very pigmented. These are all of the swatches of the first row. Next, I'm going to be swatching the second row, and I'll start with the red one, which is a shimmer shade, and it has a pink and kind of an orange undertone, and also magenta. Next is this yellow one, and it looks like goldish or a champagne color. This one is not as smooth, and it's a little bit powdery, but it's still really nice. Next is this brown shade, which is kind of like copper color, and this one is really pretty as well. Next is the green one, and it's really pretty. It's kind of like a teal color rather than green, and it's very pretty. Although this one is not as pigmented as the other ones. Next is the blue one, which is one of my favorites. It's very pigmented and it's very pretty as well. And last but not the least is the purple one, which is also very pigmented. Next one is the Slumber Party Shadow Palette. So the first one is this kind of like an ashy brown color. Next is another orange one, and it's kind of more on the red side than yellow. It's more of a peach kind of color. Next is this brown shade, which is just a usual brown. This one is kind of wearable for everyday looks. Next is this kind of like a mustard yellow color. And again, this one is not as pigmented. Next is this kind of like a forest green color. This one is not as pigmented as I thought it would be, but it's still really nice. And last for the first row is this kind of like a reddish brown color. This one is not as pigmented as well. Here's all of the swatches of the first row. Next for the second row is this peach kind of like a skin tone color, and it's not that visible because, as I said, it's a skin tone color, so that's what it looks like. And next is this yellowish orange color, and this one is more on the yellow side. It's kind of like cheesy color. Next is this white shimmer shade, and it has a pink undertone, which I was not expecting, but it looks really pretty and it's kind of holographic. Next is another shimmer shade, and it looks kind of like a rose gold. And this next one, which is another shimmer, looks more of a gold but with green undertone. And lastly for this palette is a dark, very dark black, which is also very pigmented. Here are all of the swatches of the second row. Next is the freebie, which is a Careline matte liquid lipstick in the shade Raving. So here's what it looks like. So now before I try and apply it onto my eyes, I'll just apply a base. So yeah, let's get started. So now that my base is done, I'm going to try out both of these palettes, and I'll just use some shades in both of them, and I'm going to try to do a rainbow look since this one is the one I've been waiting for, and I think I could also use some of the shades here for a rainbow look as well. So I'm going to incorporate these two into a rainbow eye look. I'll start with red on the outer corner. I don't know. It doesn't come with a mirror, so I'm using my own. So I'll start with this one, this color. That's how it looks like so far. It needs more blending, but it does blend easy. It doesn't have much fallout as well when you tap it in this. So I'm going to use this shade from the Slumber Party palette to transition it to the yellow. This one is kind of a yellowish orange color. There's a lot of fallout when you tap it, but when you just, get it from the pan, it doesn't have much fallout. Now I'm going to blend it as well. So now I'm going to be using this yellow from the Slumber Party palette. This is how it looks like. It's not that visible on camera, but it's understandable because yellows are not that pigmented, but it's not a bad thing because I think this is one of the first palettes that they had a yellow color. Yeah, never mind, it's visible when you look closer to it. That's what it looks like. So now I'm going to do the lower side of my eye. I'll use this one, and I'll use this bright yellow one from the Color Paradise. That's how it looks like on the brush. It's not that visible on camera, but it's very visible in real life. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what it is. Now I'm going to be using this green color from this palette. That's how it looks like. And as I said, the green one is kind of more on the bluish tone, so I'm going to blend it in with the yellow so that it transitions well. Now I'm going to be using the blue one from the Color Paradise again. This is how it looks like. I love the color of this, it's very kind of rich. Like a royal blue. So I still want to leave space for the purple, so I'm not gonna go all the way through. This one is very pigmented, the blue one, so I love this one. This is one of my favorite colors in this palette. It's very pigmented. And I'm going to blend it with the green again. And now I'm going to do the last color, which is purple. That's how it looks like. So now I'm going to be using some of the shimmer shades. So now I will be adding this red one to the outermost part. So I will be using this type of applicator. This is what I use when I add shimmer shades. It's kind of very pink. I don't know if it shows on camera. I think it does, and it's very pink and more on the magenta side rather than red. And I'm going to be blending it with this color. Okay, so now I'm going to be applying this color on the inner corner. This one has green undertone in it, and also pink. I don't know, it's very pretty though. And now I'm going to be using the green one from this. Then now I'm going to be using the blue one, which is also very pretty, and it's also very pigmented. And lastly, I'm going to use the purple one. So that's how it looks like. I think I'm done with it. So now I'll just do it on my left eye. So I'm done doing both of the eyes, and I'm sorry if it's not even. This is one of the first times that I did rainbow makeup, so now I'll just do the eyeliner, lashes, and the rest, including blush, highlight, and the lipstick. I'm going to use this one. So yeah, I'll just go do that. So now I'm going to be applying the lipstick, and here it is. And I'm pretty sure it's not gonna look that good with my eye look. I don't want to put a lot because it's going to be dark brown, so I'll just blend it in. And the formula of this lipstick is it's not bad, but it's different from the other matte lipsticks that I own, but it's still good. It's still really nice on the lips. It's not too dry, if you know what I mean, and still looks matte. I'll just put on some mascara, and that's the look. So first is the Slumber Party Shadow Palette. This one is more on the daily look kind of palette, and this one I can wear more, I think, if I will just do a daily look, this will be good, and it's actually super worth it for the price. And also the colors of this palette reminds me of the fall season. Next is the Color Paradise Shadow Palette, and I feel like I can use this a lot if I'm doing artistic or creative looks. And actually before this was released, I was thinking about Careline releasing a rainbow palette because I really want to create more looks. I wasn't expecting too much because of the price, but it's super worth it. So anyways, that's all for today. Thank you for watching my review and see you again next time. Bye!